Hey guys, welcome to Game Back, bringing another video today for our Blueprint weapon series, and today we're going to be covering the Black ASP blueprint for the ODEN, or the ASH-12 as it's known in real life. So I'm going to show you the attachments, how to unlock this in the battle stream. We're going to compare it cosmetically to the base ODEN in-game, and then we're going to get into some live multiplayer gameplay and see how this thing handles in-game. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Here we have our final design for the Black ASP blueprint for the ODEN, or the ASH-12. And you can see it comes with 3 attachments here, being the tactical foregrip, the Viper reflex, as well as the comb stock. So we're going to go ahead and throw a couple more attachments on this for the multiplayer gameplay in order to not disrupt the cosmetic changes to the blueprint that much. And I'm going to show you how this changes it in game, as well as how we can compare this to the base ODEN, how it looks cosmetically in the cosmetic changes. So let's go ahead and jump back out to our custom class where I have these set up to compare. So first off, let's build this blueprint from scratch. So if you don't have this blueprint yet unlocked at tier 35 of the battle stream, let's go ahead and build this from scratch. You can use the base ODEN for this as well, but the attachments that come with this, the first one here, as we saw, is going to be the OPTIC for the Viper reflex sight. This is going to assist with the precision sight picture, the con here being the ADS speed. So we'll go ahead and put that on. It's just a standard Russian red dot OPTIC, which complements the Russian ASH-12 very well. This is a Russian weapon designed for the FSB, or the Federal Security Service. So the stock, we're going to utilize the FTAC XL Elite Comb. This is going to help us with the ADS speed, the con here being the aiming stability for this weapon. So go ahead and put that on. And we're going to really need this because it is a big, bulky weapon, so the ADS speed is going to help out a lot here. The last attachment being the underbarrel. So this blueprint, again, comes with the tactical foregrip, which not the best foregrip, but it is one of the 2 foregrips that you don't get an ADS bump for. So we're going to go ahead and select the tactical foregrip. This is going to assist us with the aiming stability, the cons being movement speed on this one. So this is the final attachments for the weapon blueprint for the Black ASP. Now, what I'm going to use in game here, I'm going to change this up a little bit cosmetically, and you don't really need high weapon level on this to do this as well. So I'm going to utilize the first grip, which is the stippled grip tape. This is going to assist with the ADS speed and the sprint to fire speed. The con here being the aiming stability. And again, since this is a big, bulky weapon, we really want to help out with the ADS speed and the sprint to fire speed wherever we can. And it is designed in real life for CQC, as I said. So this will help out, fit that role very well. Now the perk, just because I didn't want to add any other attachments to change the weapon the way it looks, and I want to stay true to the blueprint, I'm going to add on a perk being frangible wounding. This is going to inflict wounding effect and just allow more time before the enemy can auto heal after they're shot. So it'd be a good opportunity to rush. So there we have the final design for the Black ASP blueprint. Again, this is the ODEN in-game. In real life, it's called the ASH-12 with the Shock 12. This is a Russian bullpup assault rifle firing 12.7 by 55 millimeter, which is a 50 cal round, similar to the 4.58 SOCOM or the 50 caliber Beowulf. So now, how does this compare cosmetically to the base ODEN or the ASH-12? Let's go ahead and I'll swap out here. I have both of these built with the exact same attachments, just utilizing different blueprints. So we have the blueprint here that we've just built. And now if I go to the base ODEN with the exact same attachments, you can see the major cosmetic overhaul to the weapon. So the entire chassis is actually completely different. The handguard, we have different writings and decals on the weapon, including the magazine. You can see if I swap back and forth, the only things that stay the exact same on this weapon, for the most part, are the Picatinny rails. But even there's a slight change to the very end of the handguard where the barrel is. It's something that very similar reminds me of the Desert Tech MDR, integral suppressor build. So let's go ahead and look at this. So the cosmetic changes here, again, as I said, a completely new chassis to the weapon, making it look much more streamlined or modernized from the prototype ASH-12 that we have in game. So you can see we have the Russian text on the left-hand bottom of the magazine, as well as the buttstock. The same on the right side of the buttstock and the magazine. We have more Russian text on the right side of the weapon above the pistol grip. Now, again, cosmetic changes. The cheek rest there is now all black with that silver camo that complements the handguard as well as the barrel. And that goes to change from the base ODEN where that is a tan or a brownish color. And we see that silver on the underbarrel of the handguard, as well as the cocking or the charging handle and the carrying handle where the iron sights are, where the top Picatinny is for our Viper reflex sight. So overall, huge cosmetic changes to this weapon. This is exactly what I like to see. Now, if I back out, I'm going to show you just some other attachments I really like to use for this, to use this in multiplayer as well as Warzone. I think since this weapon is built in real life for CQC engagements in urban combat, close quarters, I'm going to throw on a Colossal Suppressor. Now, this is actually the real suppressor that goes on the ASH-12 or the Shock-12 in real life. So this attachment is going to assist us with the sound suppression, the damage at range, as well as the recoil control. The con here being ADS speed and aim walking steadiness. So we'll go ahead and select that. Now the barrel, one of the changes here, these are really the only two main attachments I'm going to change for the build that we just did. But I'm going to throw on the 420mm barrel. This again is going to assist with the ADS speed and the movement speed on this weapon because it is a big bulky weapon. Now the cons here, bullet velocity and recoil control. So we'll put that on. We're going to skip the laser. Now for the optic, we're just going to go with the same Viper reflex sight. No changes there. The stock, we're going to leave blank for this one just because we wanted that factory barrel. That's really personal preference. Now for the rear grip, again, I'm going to stay with the Stimple grip tape. We're going to get the same pros and cons there. And the underbarrel, the only change here I'm going to make is from the tactical foregrip. I'm going to go ahead and select the commando foregrip. This is the second attachment for the underbarrels where we don't have a negation to the ADS speed. So this is going to be a little bit better than the tactical foregrip where you're only getting a plus to aiming stability. So here with the commando, we're going to get recoil stabilization as well. So we'll go ahead and select that. And that's the final design for one of the weapons or the attachments for the ODEN or the ASH-12 that I really prefer to run in multiplayer or even in Warzone. This is, again, built for very close quarters combat. You can still two-tap people in multiplayer at a distance with this if you're accurate enough. And again, because it does fire that heavy 12.7 times 55mm 50 caliber round, that's even heavier than some of the American versions like the 4.58 or the 50 cal Beowulf. You're going to draw people very quickly with this weapon. And the attachments we have here to help out with the ADS speed and the movement speed make this a very nice weapon for run and gun in close quarter situations as well. So now we'll jump into the gameplay here. First off, I'm just going to show off the reload animation for this versus the base ODEN or the ASH-12, just so you guys can see. I thought it was really nice just to see the attention to detail with the reload animation. Now, the animation itself doesn't change, but you can really just see the drastic changes to the cosmetics of the weapon, which I really appreciate. This is exactly the kind of blueprint I want to see in the blueprints in all of the releases for the packs as well as the battle stream itself. I want to see blueprints that cosmetically overhaul the weapon like this, and getting an entirely new chassis on the ODEN is exactly what I want. This is a beautiful looking blueprint, and it really makes it look more streamlined and modernized from the bulky and the clunky looking prototype version of the ASH-12 that we have here with the ODEN. So I really love this blueprint. This is probably my preferred blueprint that I will use when building anything of this weapon. So you can go ahead and check that out in the battle stream. Let me know if you guys have that unlocked. Now, as we jump into the gameplay here, I'm using this on Backlot. Now, again, I'm using it for the first build we did, just very staying true to the blueprint itself. And this is my first time playing Backlot in multiplayer here in Modern Warfare 2019 since it was released with Season 3. Good thing I remember it very well from COD 4, but this weapon, we're utilizing it here exactly how it's supposed to be built. Backlot being a pretty small map with a lot of CQC engagement areas. Basically what I'm doing, I'm trying to stay in spots where I can engage enemies in close quarters because we don't want to get too far out with this weapon. The recoil is going to be heavy because it is a larger 50 caliber round. So if we can stay within close to even shorter medium distance with this, it's really going to be where this weapon benefits the best, especially with the attachments we have here. We don't want to get into engagements that are too far out because the recoil is going to get the better of us there. So you'll see me, this is just a game of domination in multiplayer here on Backlot, and you'll see me use this. I'm basically running and gunning here a lot as we're taking flags. You can see the hip fire on this thing is just a beast too. If you can get those 1 or 2 shots for the hip fire in those close situations, again, being the large 50 caliber round, it's going to drop people instantly, which is what I love about this weapon. It's like a 1 or 2 shot up close, especially if you're hip firing. And if you're in those tight hallways or corridors or someone's coming around a corner, you're going to pie a corner and you're going to hip fire that accurately. It's going to drop people right away, which is great with this weapon. Now, I'm also utilizing this, kind of trying to stay in a spot where I can funnel the enemies to me to utilize this how we want. And again, very accurate at this range, and it's just a 2-shot kill pretty much in every situation minus a headshot. So I really love this gun. Again, this is based off of the ASH-12 or the Shock-12 in real life. Now, the Black ASP blueprint isn't the only one that gives it this kind of cosmetic overhaul. We also saw the same thing, very similar at least, with some of them have a slightly more black finish to them, but I believe the Carbon Bear blueprint as well as the Ground Splitter and the Krampus blueprint are very similar to this with the cosmetic changes, just maybe different color schemas on the blueprint itself. But The overall chassis change is going to be the same on all of those blueprints, to my knowledge. But I don't think I have any of those. I really have the base Odin as well as this Black ASP one now that I've unlocked. I believe the other ones were all available for in-game purchase, and I wasn't going to spend the money on those type of changes. But here it's unlocked in the battle stream, and I really do like the cosmetic changes to the weapon as well as the silver tint on the underbarrel as well as the carrying handle. I think looks really nice and complements the weapon very well. So I'll go ahead and link the weapon conversion videos for this that we did down below. I showed the ASH-12 as well as how you can make the VKS sniper rifle. Some of you may remember that from COD Ghosts. Again, that is a real Russian sniper rifle in real life, and we can make it here in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Not quite as effective as it may have been in Ghost or in real life, but we can make something very good. I'm actually doing a comparison utilizing that VKS as a DMR type build versus the SR-25, which I did with the 458 SOCOMs with the M4, as well as the Mark 20 SSR with the Scar H. And I'm actually trying to compare that as well with the new DLC weapon for the SKS. So that video's coming. I'm trying to get all the footage for that so we can properly compare them. Let me know what you guys think about those comparisons. Which one do you prefer? But also let me know what you think of the Odin in this blueprint. Again, this is based off the real-life ASH-12 built for CQC engagements. Now, this was designed for the FSB because they wanted it for urban combat, very close quarters. They wanted to be able to have a weapon that they could fire once and drop people in those close quarter situations. So this is the weapon. Again, it fires a very large 12.7 by 55 millimeter STS 130 round. I believe it's a subsonic round for this weapon, and it is just an animal. Again, it's a new Russian 50 caliber weapon, and it is very similar to what's used in the AR-15 platform for the SOCOM, the 499 LWR, as well as the 50 cal Beowulf. The 12.7 round, though, for the Russian cartridge here, this 50 cal round is actually larger and heavier. It's a longer case, and it's generally heavier than the American counterparts, being the 458 SOCOM and the 50 cal Beowulf, which serve the same type of role. So very large round. And again, it draws people instantly. You'll see me here in the gameplay. You can run a gun with this. You can hold positions, and you can even tap people from a distance with those 2-shot kills. So this weapon is all time one of my favorites. I think in game, it's really good to get back and use this again. I haven't been using it too much in this type of role for the close quarter situations lately, but it's really nice to get back into multiplayer and use this again. And I'm always very surprised by how great this thing is. You can outperform M4s and everything else at the right ranges with this weapon. And even if you can be very careful about how you're tap firing this at distance, you're going to drop people instantly. So go ahead and let me know what you guys think. Again, we hit 15K subscribers this week, so I want to thank everybody for that. I'll be announcing a giveaway here in the next few days. For that, we'll probably be doing a gift card giveaway for the consoles again. But I'll go ahead and let everybody know. I'll probably end up doing a special subscriber video too for the 15K. So I want to just thank everybody for that. I know we started this channel, really took off when this game Modern Warfare came out, and I want to thank all of you for helping me grow. I know when the game came out that night, I believe I was at around 120, 130 subscribers, and here we are a few months later with 15K. So thank you, everyone. I really appreciate your support, and I'm really glad everyone likes the content. Let me know down below what you guys think of the Odin or the ASH-12 in game. Also, let me know what kind of blueprints of weapons you want to see coming for the rest of Season 3, as well as Season 4, 5, and beyond. We do have the M249 SAW, which is supposed to come sometime here mid-season, so I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on that. But I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys with the gameplay. Let me know down below what you think of the ASH-12, what you think of this Black ASP blueprint for the Odin if you have it yet, and if you've used it in Warzone or multiplayer, which you prefer. So I'm going to leave you guys with the gameplay. Thanks a lot. This is Buffner Gaming with the Black ASP blueprint for the Odin or the ASH-12. Till next time, Buffner Gaming, out.
Control A. Beetle jet ready.
Horseman 3-2 on station, standing by.
We're holding 2. We have the advantage.
Enemy at the destroyed building.
Enemy spotted.
Understood.
You're needed at A.
Beginning quick production. Where's the boy?
Get it together. This isn't over yet.
This is Horseman 3. We're taking fire.
We're taking B.
Heavy damage sustained.
Enemy at the construction site. Enemy at the destroyed building.
Taking B. We control all points. Keep your... Assist Charlie.
Enemy near Main Street.
Lost C. Losing Bravo. That was a slaughter. Collect the dead and report back to base.